I want a lot of new money, I'm just tryna run up the commas. Been on the ground for a while and I'm underwhelmed. These niggas is basic as shit, I'm hot and I'm lit. Musuku zenza utoti, my niggas siyazi that you do not carry no sticks, carry no blicks. Rap about feelings, you cut out the pic. But rap about bitches and guns, how you came from the slums. And I guess people deem you legit, but I don't do fake, I do what's real to me. The shit is my escape, that's how it feel to me. Everybody tryna test me like I skipped the lecture. I'm a dissector, I'm an overstepper. Gotta watch my temper, I'm a quick offender. I'ma make it, then you niggas gon' remember that I'm him, nigga.
Good morning to all the viewers listening today. This is my first recording of Mnguni Media. I am Kholwani Mzimela. I like to call myself a young millionaire and a young fanatic, a man that praises God and lifts up his name. And what this podcast really is about is to inspire young people, you know. We have so many young people that don't know what they want to do with their lives and are lost. And not just young people, also old people. But if you're currently listening to this, it's about 2 a.m. in Dubai, 2:44, 5:44 p.m. in New York, and it is 44 minutes past 12 in the morning. So a reason why I'm currently doing this is because I want to help others improve, and not just myself, along this journey. In this game of life, it's like, what do you really have to offer? Where are you going? Where are you headed? How are you going to get there? There's a lot of people that are stuck, that need to be unstuck, and I'm currently getting myself unstuck, and I like to practice what I preach. So in this first topic, I was meant to actually start this podcast yesterday, and I kept having doubts and telling myself that, how are you going to make it? How are you going to do it? But that's not the mentality that I need to have, because right now I'm actually currently fasting. There's this thing that us Christians do where we fast in the beginning of the year at my church to represent all the things that we need to let go of and let God do, whereby fasting just unlocks you towards a new spiritual level in the spiritual realm. It's not just about your flesh and your fleshly desires and your worldly desires. It's about unlocking your spirit man, taking you to higher levels through praising God, lifting up his name. And I don't know how I'm still awake at this time. I did not have a Red Bull. I usually depend on Red Bulls to keep me awake. But one of the first things I'd like to talk about is knowing yourself. For example, if someone just comes up to me and asks me, who am I can't just tell you I'm Kholwani Mzimela, Kholwani Elijah Mzimela, and my clan name's Mnguni Mfega Lwandle. No, that is just a name that was given to me. And mind this, I don't have any of this written down. I was not prepared. I was just like, you know what, we're just going to go into it, because some things won't give you away, but will make a way for it. So you have to know yourself. Knowing myself would be describing exactly who I am. I am a billionaire. I am a man of Christ. I am someone that is loving towards my family and wants to strive every day to become the greatest man in my bloodline. So here's the first Bible scripture about knowing yourself. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. This is meaning that if you want to know yourself, you have to firstly forget about everything that you thought that you knew, that you thought that you are, or what could have been, what people gave you, what people told you, the lies that people have reflected of themselves towards you. So what this is saying is that you want to become a new person. You want to be unstuck, but you don't know how. You have to let go and let God. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to understand the word. You have to read the word. I'm not a pastor or anything, so I cannot tell you exactly how to do these things. It is your own journey that you take in life. And I will not be telling you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I will be genuinely misleading you. So take the information as you can, do what you can with it, and see how you have your own perspective towards this information that I'm giving you. So in life, you're only given what you have to offer. So, for example, I'm from South Africa. My parents speak isiZulu and English, and they do understand Xhosa. They can speak a bit of Xhosa, but that is all I've learned. That is all I was given to offer. But now it's like, if you want to become a new person, you can learn new things. Like my child's going to speak Spanish, German, Russian, English, Mandarin. I'm already learning Spanish myself. I can speak a bit of Spanish. So, yo hablas inglés en español. What I'm trying to say is, in order to become the new person, you have to kill the old person you were. You can't strive towards 2024 with the same mindsets and the same mentality that you had in 2023. You have to kill some things. You have to sacrifice some things. What are you willing to sacrifice to get to the new level? What are you willing to do to become the new you? If you want to become a millionaire, you have to stop acting like the person that you were before. You have to stop becoming the average person. If you want to get in shape, you have to stop all the eating habits that you once knew, that you once came across. If you want to attain a new car, you have to stop living your life like you were driving that old car, like you were walking. For example, you can have a Casio watch right now, but if you want a Rolex, before you even get the money for Rolex, before you even get the money for a Rolex watch, and before it even comes to you, you have to start acting like a person that is an owner and a holder of a Rolex. You have to know, okay, how long is it going to take for a Rolex to be processed and made? What is it going to feel like on my wrist? How many Rolexes are produced a year? Once you start vibrating at that frequency, you're able to start manifesting what you desire to have, and it will be attained and given unto you if you keep praying for it and keep working towards it. Like, one of my goals is becoming a millionaire by the age 21. which is a very attainable goal because it's set out and it's within a given time frame of less than 3 years. If your given time frame is within more than 3 years, you're just lying to yourself. It has to be a 3-year plan, because now you know that, okay, you're chasing your goals, you're actually on track, you actually have everything detailed, and you need to have set times for everything that you're going to do. You can't continue with life procrastinating. If you continue procrastinating, you're only going to fail, you're going to doom yourself. Right. So, in 1 John chapter 4 verse 18, it says, "There's no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever has not been perfect in love fears." So, you can't be scared of your goals. You can't be scared of your destiny. In every single thing that you do, you have to learn to conquer your fears. If you want to start a new washing business and you go to your friends, your family, your loved ones, your spouse, and you tell them, "Yo, bro, look, I'm going to start this whole new detailed car washing business," and they're like, "Okay, that's cool." Now that has already given you a negative mentality because of the way that people perceive you. But you cannot be scared, bro. Like, the power that's invested in you does not allow you to be scared. You have God within you. Like, you don't understand what I'm saying. You literally have God within you. You are a piece of the Creator. How could you be scared? You have no right to be scared. If there's any type of devil trying to harm you, you have no right to fear. At a certain point in my life, I was so scared of the dark. And at some point, I just started praying and I said, "Lord, just please protect me. Please cover me and help me get over this fear." And it didn't just happen overnight, like boom, magic spell. No. We progressively got over the fear. At some point, I had to switch off the lights and stop running. Start taking my time, taking deep breaths up the steps, switch off the other lights to get into my room, get into my bed, say my prayer, and stop sleeping with the blankets over my head, and actually start conquering my fears. So whatever you want to do, big or small, you have to start. You can't fear what other people are going to say. You can't fear what other people are going to think of you. So I was recently in Cape Town about a day ago, and I met a man on the plane sitting right next to me. I looked at this guy and I was like, wow, this guy's so intimidating. He looks so scary. And I said to myself, why don't I just start a conversation with this man? I need to know how to network and talk to people. So I did. And we spoke. He told me that he's actually an accountant for a big mining company in Richards Bay. And I told him about school and that I might want to branch off into accounting. And he told me that in whatever you do in business, you must use the SFM method. And I was like, what is that? And he said, it's a rule that they have within their company, which is to start small, fail fast, and move forward. I'll repeat this again. Start small, fail fast, and move forward. In every single thing that you do, start small. That's rule number one. Meaning right now, I am starting small. I don't have a big microphone. I don't have a studio set up. I'm literally in the lounge at home, starting small, using my phone on voice memos, where I know I can just go upload this on Google Podcasts and just have a display picture at the end. But progressively over time, I'm going to move forward. That's the end goal, moving forward. But there's still going to be failures along the way that I'm going to encounter. But once I learn those failures, I have to fail fast. And don't just make your goal failing fast. Learn from your failure. Because if you stay within your failure, all you just truly become is a failure. And that is not what you're called to become. So, this is something I'd like to touch upon. Self-image. What do you portray yourself as? In every single thing that you do, you should portray yourself to the most grand image ever possibly. When you look in the mirror, what do you tell yourself? When you look in the mirror, the first thing that you should do is say a prayer. Thank the Lord for another day. And thank Him for blessings that you're not worthy of, you're not deserving of, but you're saved by His grace to have them. Right? So, it says in Romans chapter 12 verse 3, "For by grace given to me, I say to everyone amongst you, not to think of himself more highly than ought to think, but I think with sober judgment, each according to measure of faith that God has assigned." Have sober judgment in whatever you think of. And it says in Psalms 139 verse 14, "I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." You are wonderfully made, bro. You don't understand that you're wonderfully made. If someone's going to tell you you're too short, you're too tall, you're too scrawny, you're overweight, you're still wonderfully made. But the thing is, you have the opportunity to fix whatever you think you're failing in, whatever you think you're lacking in. And something that actually allows you to flip the switch is that we're humans. We're on top of the pyramid made by the Creator. And the gift that He has given us is that we can create ourselves. You're human. You're able to create another human being. Do you know how powerful you are, bro? There are literally millions and millions of sperm cells produced within the human body. And you were chosen. Not anyone else. You were chosen. Of course, you're here for a reason. So there's no need for you to be sitting down on the couch, smoking weed, playing video games, going out partying late at night. Where's that getting you? It's getting you nowhere. In fact, it's making you backtrack. It's making you lazier. It's making you sluggish. And your soul is getting devoured and conquered. So, your soul knows it well. And the human is made of a few layers. You're a spiritual being trapped within a physical body that has flesh. And you have a mind to allow you to use your subconscious state and your conscious state. So you have to allow yourself to vibrate at a frequency where you're able to discern what you need to do. If you're vibrating at a frequency where you want to attract something towards your life, you have to know how to set out the right vibration. You can't be saying, "I want to be the fastest sprinter that the world has ever known," and be sitting on the couch every day, eating popcorn. So if you're vibrating at that frequency, you have to know, okay, I know I'm going to drink X amount of water today. I know I'm going to stretch my muscles before I even start running. But before you start running, you have to warm up. You have to walk. You have to vibrate yourself towards that frequency. You have to train a certain amount of days. And for sure, you will be able to win that sprint if you want to be that track runner. So it is about getting yourself in line, getting yourself aligned, and knowing who you truly are. There are things that can generally get you aligned. There's a book that I've come across multiple times called The Law of Attraction. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich. And there's a book that I'm currently reading called The 48 Laws of Power. But I prefer to not refer to the 48 Laws of Power because it does have manipulative tactics within it. It is helpful, but it is deceiving at the same time. For there is only one book that we can refer to, which is the Bible. It has everything in the beginning to the end. Every single thing that you think you know, that you think will happen, is already stated in the Bible. And I'm telling you right now, the Bible is literally one of the oldest documented books that you will ever come across. Ever come across. Think of that person that you love and care for, whether it's your spouse, your partner, your brother, sister, your mother. Think about them in every single thing that you do. If you want to vibrate at a frequency whereby you're able to buy a house, think about them. What would it feel like having them sitting at the counter, looking at you, telling you that they're proud that you made it? What would it feel like going into your house with your new car parked in the garage? What does the interior of your house look like? What does the furniture feel like? How many showers are there? How many bedrooms are there? You have to plan your life. It's easier to write it down on pen and paper than it is to actually write it down on your phone, because your phone is a really good tool in this day and age, but it's designed to keep you so distracted that you stay off track with your goals. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not a big fan of the government. The government has made so many things whereby it tries to slow down young people's thoughts. For example, it has programming tactics, but I like to manipulate them, like TikTok. TikTok literally has an algorithm whereby it's set to wire your brain to watch videos that are between 15 seconds to 1 minute. If you see a video longer than that, all you do is instantly scroll. So it is help build your train of thought to become slower and to not be able to focus on one task for a long amount of time. That is why we have most young people failing in school. It's not because they're dumb. It's not because they don't understand. It is because our train of thoughts has literally been molded to focus on one specific task for the time period of 15 seconds to 60 seconds. This is why the failure rate is increasing. But you have to always know how to discern and to empower yourself. Sometimes, as I'm currently doing this fasting, it's not just about eating for my flesh. Fasting can literally be about staying off social media. I can fast to stay off TikTok for 5 days, 7 days. I can fast to stop eating bad food. I can fast to stop swearing. I can fast to stop hanging out with the wrong crowd. Something that my grandma used to tell me is that birds of a feather flock together. So if you want to be a specific person, you have to kill everything that relates to the old person, even the environment. I'm not saying go around and tell people you're dead to me. No. You have to learn to distance yourself, even with family members, because they've already perceived you a certain way. You have to learn to slowly backtrack from that environment. I'm not saying cut them off, but you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. If those people are sluggish, lazy, unconcerned, and do not force you to level up, they do not force you to get better in any aspect of your life, you are wasting your potential, my friend. And that is not what you called for. Imagine this little quotes that David Goggins says. He says, imagine on Judgment Day, you're called before God, and He has such a big list for you, saying, these are all the things you're meant to become. Imagine if you're meant to be the first one in your family to break the cycle of teenage pregnancies. You're the first one in your family that was meant to build a school. You're the first one in your family that was meant to donate billions to charity. You're the first one in your family that was meant to find the cure for cancer. But no, you wasted your potential, preferring to go out with people, go clubbing, and ruin your life. So, you are created by the Most High. You have potential. You have so much potential. Do not let your potential deteriorate. Do not let it be worn out by things that do not matter, things that will still come. That video game isn't going anywhere. Those clubs aren't going anywhere. They aren't closing. Those friends aren't going anywhere. Okay, I'm not saying like they're not going anywhere. Of course, everyone has their expiration dates on the earth. But learn to discern. If you want to genuinely make it out and be the best version of yourself, you have to learn to discern. Is it worth it? Is hanging out with these people really worth my self-peace? Is hanging out with these people really worth me losing myself and becoming more like them? If you hang around with a bunch of criminals, if you hang around with 4 criminals every single day for 4 days a week for 2 years, it is highly unlikely that you will not yourself become a criminal. You're going to be the 5th one, in fact. Understand who you are. Self-awareness. Know your self-worth. And something that is really coming to my attention is also words. Your words are stronger than you think they are. Why do you think it's called spelling? You are literally casting a spell onto your life. The words that you say are so strong because the tongue is so strong. It is able to manifest. It is able to speak at a frequency whereby you're able to attain whatever you say. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but it surely will happen because of your words. If you say to someone, yo, I wish you'd go get hit by a truck, you know that is very possible. That is very possible, my friend. You may not have heard it, but the universe heard it. You may not have thought of it, but the universe surely will make it happen. But if you go into your own thoughts, in your own mind, take the time to reflect and say, I am worthy today. Today, I am able to achieve my goals. Today, I will not become complacent. Today, I will serve God to the fullest. Today, I will revolve my day around God and not God around my day. And you say, today, I'm actually going to write that business plan. I'm actually going to stop hanging out with the people that do not bring meaning to my life. I'm actually going to tell myself the truth. I'm actually going to go to the gym. It is going to happen, regardless of whether you feel like it or you don't feel like it. If you generally just go give it a shot. I dare you. Today, go look in the mirror and tell yourself, repeat after me, I am worthy of all my goals. I am able to acquire every single thing that I put out towards the universe. I am made in the image of God, and I can unleash my full potential in whatever I choose to do, mentally, financially, spiritually, and physically. I do have power to move mountains with a train of thought. I am able to acquire whatever I feel I can acquire. You will generally be able to do it. Now, maybe the reason why you haven't been able to acquire what you felt like you wanted to acquire can also be because of the time. Some things happen to you for a reason. Some things happen to you for a season. And it's something that I've literally come across not once, a lot of times. It's something that my dad has actually preached about. If you don't know, my dad's actually a pastor, but he has actually said that sometimes God protects you from yourself. You are your worst enemy, in fact. God protects you from yourself by not giving you some blessings. If you want $1 million today, God can easily do that for you, my friend. But the thing is that slow success will build character. Fast success will build ego. I would want $1 million right now on my lap. But the reason why God hasn't given me that blessing is because I do not have the capacity to handle that blessing at the moment. But the thing that I do know is if I ask for that R1 million, set a specific time, date that is attainable, and I say, God, please give me the wisdom and the capacity to handle these millions once they are in front of me, to not forget to praise you and to help serve others once I've reached my goals. That can surely happen. And there's nothing that can stop me. And there's nothing that can stop you too. So, time. At some points in my life, I wanted 400,000 Rand by the end of the year. That is not the exact sum of money. It is slightly under that. But I wanted to make that much money in a year. And I did not. Which I am kind of thankful for, but it is a lesson. Because think of it right now. If I had that 400,000 Rand, I would have probably blown it all away. I would have spent it going on flights overseas, not being able to help my family, not being able to even serve myself. I would have even forgotten about everyone that was near me in times where I struggled, in times where they actually got me things. I would start thinking, yo, these people just want to be with me because of my money. But no, some people are actually with you from the very beginning. There's people that were with you from hard times. If I actually had that money, my friend, I'm telling you right now, I would be on a first class flight to Dubai. I would have forgotten your name. But that is not the point. That can easily be attained within a certain amount of time. So set that out for yourself. Set goals. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I genuinely don't. Because if you're going to start small, have daily goals. From those daily goals, have weekly goals. From those weekly goals, have monthly goals. From those monthly goals, have yearly goals. And I guarantee you will find gold. You will find gold. It is not your plan, it is God's plan. And He says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you. So, it is in God's hands. But you also need to do the work. The car can have an engine. It can have a perfectly working steering with 4 tires. But without gas, petrol, that car's not going to move. That car's not going to go anywhere, buddy. Now, you have the car. God has given you the car. What you are is that piece of gas, petrol. You have to pour it into the car. Every single day, you have to take a piece out of you, a piece of yourself, out of yourself. Sacrifice something with consistency to get to where you're going. And once you have that drive, have a set location and destination. Because if you don't have a set location and destination on your goals, you can endlessly drive around in circles until your gas is finished, your petrol's finished. And then at the end of the day, you'll be looking at it like, oh my gosh, what just happened? But that was you. That was on you who just fumbled your blessing. Ask to be able to have the capacity to use your blessings wisely. We have millions of blessings every single day. The fact that you're even listening to this, the #1 podcast in South Africa, made by one of the youngest people to achieve this, is a blessing. And I'm not just saying that it's the #1 podcast in South Africa. I'm claiming it. I'm vibrating at a frequency where I'm able to attain it. Yes, I might not have a studio at the moment. Yes, I might not have people where I can have interactions with that are celebrities at the moment or that are professionals. But I'm vibrating at a frequency where that will happen, where that will be attainable and achievable. I'm saying it's #1. It's the #1 podcast in South Africa. Because it will be. It definitely will be, like it or not. There's nothing stopping me. Now, this is not just applicable to young people. It's also applicable to people of all ages. Whatever you do, male, female, black, white, I don't care. You can be a millionaire already when you're listening to this. You could be a cleaning staff member. You could be wiping dirt. I genuinely don't care. If you just do this wisely, everything will fall into place. You are a creator. Create your day. Create yourself. Go get that notebook. Write exactly what you want out of your day, exactly who you want to become. Know exactly who you are. Design the exact person you are. Knowing yourself. When I was in matric, which is the 12th grade, grade 12, sorry about that, I tend to speak in American and South African language / UK language because this is not just applicable to South Africans. This is a worldwide podcast. It's been put out there. I did not complete matric the way I wanted to complete it. Yes, I did get a good distinction. Yes, I did get bachelor's pass, but my subjects were good, except accounting. Accounting was there, yeah, but like it was the one that stood out. And at the end of the year, I had two choices. I could have cried, broken down. Actually, I had three choices. I could have cried and broken down. That was choice number one. Choice number two, I could have gone to do a rewrite, which there was no use of doing because the marks that I'd get would either be the same or come back worse because I'd have no one to teach me the whole year. Or choice number three. Choice number three would be, I say, Lord, thank you that I've made it through the year. Thank you for guiding me, for holding my hand. Thank you, Father, for teaching me this lesson that I may have not done so well in this particular subject and it crushed me. Thank you that I passed this subject. You know how many people failed the subjects? Thank you that I passed the subject. Thank you that you have chosen me to pass this. But Lord, I ask that within the next year, please may you give me wisdom to do better. And may I have the capacity to acquire learning material and use it to the best of my potential. So, you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. No one is coming to save you. And you need to understand that. No one cares about you. So what I did was when I got my results, I went back to the drawing board and I said, look, this is not who I am. Yes, I've been shown who I am in this particular moment. I'm not happy about it. I can do better. I can be better. And I will be better. And I set new goals. And what happened at the end of the year in 2024, I surpassed my matric results in accounting by 23%. I did 23% better in my first year of university than I did in my end of year matric. It's a funny thing what God can do, man. And the crazy thing is that I even had my own family members telling me, you're going to go do BCom? Oh, it requires accounting. Nah, don't do that. You know you're not good at accounting. And I said, you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how great I am. Just like Muhammad Ali says, I'm going to show you how great I am. And no hate towards my family or anything. I love my family. I love each and every single member to bits. But I understand where they were coming from. They didn't want to see me losing, being crushed, and being hurt again. But that was how they perceived me. That was their perception of me. Not my perception of myself. You are your own creator. You can think it, you can create it, you can have it. Use it wisely. The only barrier that you have is time. Manipulate time while you're still here. You don't know how much time you have. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Just like in the movie Rocky, Apollo Creed tells Rocky, there is no tomorrow. And Rocky says, tomorrow. And Creed says, there is no tomorrow, Rock. There is no tomorrow. And live every single day as if it was your last day. And just be thankful for it. I think that I have come to the end of this first episode of Mnguni Media. And I just like to say a thanks to everyone that's listening to this for the first time. You may be listening to this within the next 5 years for the first time, just knowing who I am. Within the next 3 years, 2 years. You may be listening to it today as it's come out. Thank you for listening to the space. Thank you for seeing this channel grow and this podcast grow. I highly appreciate you. You are loved. Anything that you feel you can do, you will be able to do. You are a creator. God has called you to do such great things. All you just have to do is discover your purpose and run towards it. It's not going to be easy. Whenever you try something new, it only gets difficult. But you show growth in the end. And it's not going to happen on the first day. It's not going to happen on the second day. It's not going to happen on the third day. It just happens. It just progressively happens. So know that you are superhuman. You are superior. Your space, your time, your matter of God. And anything that you want to do, you can do. Anything is possible. Your dreams are possible. And I'm telling you this. That is it for the first episode. Thank you. Praise to God. Have a good night's sleep. Have a good morning if you're still up, just like me and we're grinding. But you've got this. Thank you for listening to Mnguni Media. I'll be back again with another episode next week.